Yeah, just like that, we're live. We're doing it. We're recording. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Verona Grove in the house. I'm excited, dudes. Always fun to have, I guess you could say, local legends, right?
Couple small celebrities, man.
Couple three.
Yeah.
Couples two.
Yeah.
Well, couple
The Lone Rangers. Let's start with you guys.
Verona Grove, Fond du Lac's very own Verona Grove. You guys play all of Northeast Wisconsin. Here joining us on the Fuse music meeting. Guys, I mean, first of all, congrats on the big news. Catfish Concert Series. You guys are out there this year.
yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots and Skillet. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
That came as
That'd be great.
a great show for the summer. Pretty excited about that.
Excellent. So how did you guys have to audition for it? Did they approach you guys? How did that work out?
Tony had to send them some pictures that he's not very proud of.
Some feet pics.
Somebody always shares with us.
I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, I did have to send him some promo.
I mean,
pics.
sure, yeah. Pictures of his feet.
That's
they'll
funny
get their money
stuff.
back somehow, man.
Actually, the Lions Club, a rep from the Lions Club who puts on the concert, reached out to me and mentioned it, and I was like, okay, we'll see what happens, and then all of a sudden they called and they're like, yeah, do you have that date available? Yeah, absolutely, we do. So it's pretty cool. Like, we're excited to kind of get back on the bike of playing
Originals.
just like firing up all originals, which was a decision that we kind of made earlier. Was the end of last year, I think, was that. So I guess we can go down that road quick, but we were doing like covers and originals and getting kind of confused because originally, like, we were an original band. Actually, we'll go back to college. We were a half cover, half original band. And then we signed to a label in 2006 and moved to LA and made an album. It was awesome. And we toured for, I don't know, the next handful of years.
All originals.
So all we did was original music, and that's like all we did. And then when we decided to stop touring, because, that's another story, we decided, well, we're back here in Wisconsin. We got to play,
Half covers again.
So we started adding in covers and whatever. And here we are last year. And it was like, what's happening? Something feels a little off. And we were like, you know what? I think we need to just get back to playing originals. But we like playing the covers too. Okay.
Sure.
So we decided to branch that off into another band that we call Small Town Celebrity. And it's more of we just have fun. We go play covers and we play all of our, music that we enjoy playing, which is all pretty much, reminiscent of our sound too, I guess, like early 2000s, some 90s in there, whatever. But so anyways, we made this decision to, hey, let's do only original shows with Verona Grove. So we have yet to book one. And all of a sudden this one comes in the door and we're like, Catfish Races, this is fantastic. Perfect. We knew we were preparing for something. This is what it is. Right. So it's cool. It's given us a chance to, dig in a little bit more and get prepared for that big show versus playing, just at a bar, which is a whole different animal, right? Like if something happens, there's a bunch of people watching you versus like people in a bar who are occupied with conversations and drinking and other things that they don't even notice if something.
They're not there to see a show.
Yeah.
Show, yeah. Right.
So just zooming in more to the music and, like being prepared.
Yeah, having fun playing the covers and whatnot that we love and enjoy, playing some Fall Out Boy, some Sum 41, all that stuff. Just having a good time. You want to hear it bad enough, we'll play it bad enough.
Yep, that's the cover band.
And just have fun doing that. But then when we come in here and we prepare for all original shows, we feel so creative and it's just a completely different energy. It's a serious, this is ours, we really take charge of it. It's fun, but it's a different kind of fun.
Sure. So with all the venues in the Wisconsin area that you guys played at, which one's your favorite?
That's hard.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and just say barley and hops because we pack it pretty full, and it's always a friggin' party.
And it's been there since
we were 18.
Years,
I mean, it's that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that only for that reason that it just feels like home. It feels like home.
And then second, I would say would be Mill Creek, which is now the Bent Keg.
Right.
That is just
also feels like home. It's a second. It's a really close second.
You walk in, you smell it, and you're like, "Yep,
we're home. This place. Where's Jason?
We're here.
Where are we?
Where's Heidi?"
And I don't know. There's a lot of memories in both of those places.
And I mean, you could even say everything. Ned Kelly's, Anduzzi's.
Ned Kelly's.
A lot of bars that aren't even
Downtown
around
Green Bay.
anymore,
Yep.
man. The Wooden Nickel and
Wooden Nickel's there.
Arbuckles.
Arbuckles.
Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
Then no more that place. Oh my God! If
Oh,
I could go
yeah.
back to the day.
I wish that was still there.
Oh
We always say that
So-
we wish that there was a barley and hops in every town.
yes.
And I think
So,
that
so let's go back in the day. You said going back to the day here. So knowing what you know now about the industry, the music you're making, how you guys feeling right now as a band, what would you tell yourselves 20 years ago when you got together and said, let's do something here? Like, what kind of advice would you give yourselves?
Honestly, I don't think I'd change a whole lot.
No, I wouldn't change.
I really wouldn't.
I really don't think. I would tell my younger self to probably practice more.
I
did
think
a lot more 16-ounce curls than practicing.
but that's part of the charm. That's part of the charm too. Is like,
But really, we just always had a lot of fun, man.
we always had fun.
We didn't ever take it too serious, but serious enough. And I don't know.
I think
I think some good advice for any creative is to be proud of what you create,
Right.
And don't be afraid of showing people what you create, because
Yep.
for every 1 or 2 or 10 people that don't like it, there's gonna be a ton of people that do. So
Yeah.
in anything
awesome.
in anything you're creating, don't be just be proud of what you're doing.
I know. Don't overthink
There you
things.
go.
I was just
Don't
gonna say that.
Yes. Oh my
that goes
God.
along with it. Don't
And we still need to take that advice to this day.
don't
Yeah.
overthink it. Just and
Yeah.
we've been trying to do that.
We have like a dozen songs that we've never released that we're
Yeah.
just sitting on because we're like,
Dude,
I don't know.
a dozen.
No.
Yep. So we've got some archives. We're looking.
We're looking to release.
We're looking to release some new music.
I think we
That'd be
always
cool,
like
man.
wanted
Excellent.
to feel.
Yeah.
I think we always wanted to feel like there was something obvious that we were supposed to be doing, like a decision
Sure.
that was going to be made by, I don't know, something obvious. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just going to knock us on the head. Like, yeah, do that. Go with that. And so we have all these songs and all these ideas and all these things that happened over time. And like after the label closed its doors, we were kind of out there like, okay, what are we doing? We're doing it for ourselves here. No one's directing us or telling us what is good or bad. Like, what is our version of it?
Right.
Again,
Right.
because we had our version of it and then we had the label's version of it, which honestly was, it wasn't like,
Well, and
they
we
weren't
had a
like
manager.
molding us in clay or
we
anything,
had a
but they had,
manager.
they'd steer you in
people
certain
booking
directions,
us and- yeah.
so you'd second guess yourself.
That's half the problem.
Then once you're out there, and then you're like, I don't know which direction we're going. So then we would just not follow through on release. We have all these
Anything,
songs
yeah.
fully recorded
Yeah.
or full demos, and we just never said that was the one. Those are the songs.
That's
Let's
good enough.
Put that
Yeah.
on an album. We just told ourselves that it wasn't good enough.
and then
So-
we move on.
So when that label folded and you guys are in LA, you're on the road playing all these gigs. What's the next move? Did you guys start reaching out to other labels, or did you guys say maybe this is our time just to go back home and do our own thing? Well, I mean, what happened
There
there?
were other labels that came in at the time, and actually, there was one that I had multiple conversations with the guy, and it was going to be bigger than the deal that we had. But then at the end of the day, like we had multiple conversations. He really liked the album,
we got him numbers.
and then he was going to have to, foot the bill to buy it from the other labels so that they could release it. And he was like, I can't justify it in this day and age to spend that money when, albums aren't selling, right? So he's like,
Sure.
if we were to do this, it would be, less than what it is. So that kind of fell apart, which was a bummer because the guy's like, I'm so into you guys. He's like, I can't, it's not within our budget to do this right now. And we're like, okay. So that was that. And then there were other like side ones that would come about, but it was more of like the day and age of like, yeah, you pay us and then we'll promote you.
We'll
And
put
we're
it
like,
out, yeah.
we're good,
Yeah.
But
Well, and the time period of this as well was about 2008, 2009. Economic was just, the economy was all getting weird and the freaking all that stuff. People weren't going out. People weren't spending money in the arts. So everything was, and it was the weird area where people weren't buying music.
I was going to say, I think CDs were coming out of stores.
Streaming was
Streaming
MySpace
hadn't-
is out, Facebook
Right.
was
And
taking
nobody
it.
was really, it was that gray area before Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
But after CDs, so
Yeah.
nobody in the
The
music
Wild
industry
West
really
back then, yeah.
much money except
Yeah.
for legacy acts at that point.
Yeah, right.
Selling physical CDs was
It was out.
So let's fast forward to about I'm going to say a year and a half ago, because that's when we started planning to launch the Fuse. Okay. as a radio station, when we were creating the Fuse, we realized there was that early 2000s pop punk, pop alt sound that was missing from the radio and other alt stations throughout the country.
Yep.
And you guys fit that mold when you guys are on stage. Earlier, when we were prepping our shots here with our cameras, you guys were playing. I heard Blink 182 being played on the guitar for a brief moment, and a couple other stuff that you guys are kind of messing around with, which is awesome, which is what we do at the station. So what I'm trying to say is, what's your go-to favorite alt song from that era?
Oh my gosh. Well, this isn't my go-to favorite alt song, but I heard it on the way here because I listened to the Fuse. Like, that's my go-to station, right? Like, because if I'm not playing my playlist on, whatever randomly comes up because of things I tend to listen to,
Sure,
I'm listening to the Fuse. Honestly, it's the Fuse, and then I've got Kiss and a handful of others that you kind of go through.
Sure.
But it always goes back to Fuse, and I love that you pull random stuff out. So on the way here, I heard "The Geeks Get the Girls" by American High.
Isn't that great?
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I haven't heard this song on the radio. Like, it comes to my place. But yeah, and American Hi-Fi has a warm place in our hearts.
Right.
Jamie, who played guitar in American Hi-Fi, ended up recording our album. So
Nice.
We
And he played on it.
We still chit chat with Jamie here and there. He's actually the guitar player for Miley Cyrus full time. And
Nice.
yeah. So, but I love that you guys will dig out something like that and play it. Where like you'd never really hear that one, right? It was a cool single back in its time, but it's cool that you're finding that stuff.
So I see a handful of folks that are watching this right now. If you guys got questions for Verona Grove, feel free. If you're watching on a computer, somewhere on your screen, there's going to be a button that says call in. There's a thumbs up popping up, so someone's enjoying it. So feel free and chime in. I'll put you on the screen. Ask your question. We're going to play some music in a little bit as well. Part of what we do, guys, for these Fuse music meeting is play a song or two of what I'm thinking about adding to the station. And we're adding some, obviously we got the classics, but we're also adding some fresh new songs too, because alternative music is really about music discovery. So I'm going to play a quick song for you guys. I want to know what you guys think. Be honest.
Cool.
The band called Young Rising Suns. I'm going to go share my screen. There's a visualizer video. They give me, I guess you could say like a Bleachers vibe.
Oh yeah.
So,
Cool.
so I'm going to go and play it for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Here it's called Young Rising Suns is the band, and the song is called Unhappy Hours. Here we go.
Cool.
Couldn't find my keys, so I didn't catch the bus that night. At unhappy hour.
All right. So what'd you guys think?
That was good.
That's cool.
That was very Bleachers. You're right.
Dude, the production on that's awesome. The freaking
Yeah, I saw them live in Vegas earlier. Oh, I was say early in the month, but we're in April now. Early March, I was down there for a conference, and they played a gig there at a bar, and the whole bar went crazy. So I think that what
cool.
sold it for me. Let's get to your song. Let's talk about "Don't Follow the Leader." I got it queued up here. Inspiration. It's an original. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, was that our latest one? Yeah. We got like a handful that we were working on, and that one was like, oh, let's make a single out of this one and do it.
Well, and yeah, we're planning on releasing that along with some other ones soon.
Yep. But I think that if you want to talk about that and kind of going back to what you would tell yourself later or earlier in life or whatever, if I could tell myself something earlier in life is like, yeah, that don't follow the leader, just follow your heart. Like
all the input,
like
advice
from
from the label and the management. Do this. Oh, try this, try that, and getting so confused rather than following our hearts. It just everything gets lost. You don't know which direction you're supposed to be going. Especially being a lot younger. Whatever. We knew a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, like
we know more now. You're about to know more. Tell them next week.
Right.
You just wait, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Someone's got a B-day coming.
turning 40.
All right.
But no,
Happy
like,
birthday.
I think that it's okay to like be an individual, especially as you get older. It's so easy to fall into the like, how should I look? What should I wear? What should I drive? What should I do with my kids? What should I, and you find yourself looking around, and it's okay to not look around and, fall into that. Though it's easy and like, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. It's not like the big deal. Like that's your decisions that you make, and some make more sense than others. But it's okay to go against the grain a little bit, and to carry it your own way. Because at the end of the day, like there's not one way to do it, right? And I think that's the part of growing up that you learn.
Dude,
And I think,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get right to it. We've talked about it, so let's get to their single here, Don't Follow the Leader by Verona Grove.
Well, I've got a simple mind, got a simple life, got a simple heart. I walk straight against the grain, I do it my own way, I get lost in the dark. Yet I keep fighting the rise, just so I can keep ties and try to play the part. It's a shame I get caught in the game, not messing with my brain, they can't take my heart. But don't follow the leader. Just follow your heart. Close your eyes and fly. Wild and night. Hit the streets with your heart strapped to your sleeve. But don't follow the leader. I'm not hip with the kids down at the local record store. Not equipped with the car that makes me feel like
Yeah, I think I did get a cut that week.
I keep myself in check.
I gotta get that guitar working. That thing is solid.
Don't follow the leader. Just follow your heart. Close your eyes and fly.
Right. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah.
I'm not trying to say you won't leave a star, but you can hang your hat on an honest heart. Try not to be the cynical belief. Every thought's gonna leave a stain.
Oh yeah.
If you listen or you watch, I'm not watching.
For an iPhone, dude, that thing turned out awesome.
Yeah.
And our old school way of shooting videos with the three of us. It works, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For real. My brain
Just follow your heart. Close your eyes and fly.
I am too.
Don't follow the leader. Just follow your heart. Close your eyes and fly. You wild and night and hit the streets with your heart strapped to your sleeve. But don't follow the leader. Don't follow the leader. No, don't follow the leader. Don't follow the leader.
It really is.
So I got to ask you guys, is it hard to watch yourselves in your music video?
No, it's actually really fun.
No.
Like making music videos is probably some of the most fun days that
Yeah.
you have as a band. Because like there's something about the music's done, all the hard thinking is done, all the recording's done, and you're finally just getting to have fun and kind of enjoy that and like put the icing on the cake of like what you're gonna serve to somebody, right?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just going to ask Eddie what he think. How many people does he think were involved in that video
Yeah.
shoot? And
Oh, and that's kind of what was my question I was going to ask you, because obviously you guys are in the setup where you did the video, and I'm assuming, I'm going to say you had at least two other folks here with cameras, or did you guys do it all yourselves?
Watch it again and then realize that we could have pulled it off with just the three of us. So we
Really?
And we could pull it off with the three of us and an iPhone.
and an iPhone.
Well, that is fantastic quality. Well done.
Thanks.
That is good stuff.
The
So obviously, then you guys didn't do it live. You guys had, I mean, obviously you had to shoot certain shots here to get everyone involved.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
That's awesome.
So we got not good at, but we got skilled, I guess,
DIY, yeah.
at doing videos because I guess like when I say we have so much fun doing videos, it goes back to the first video we made, which was for a song called "Everything You Dreamed," and we were on the label at the time, and there's this guy named Chris Hogard who he like the label managed the guy who owned the label managed Green Day and the Goo Goo Dolls and the All American Rejects and a bunch of bands, the Play My Tees at that time, right? So we're on this label, and the guy, you know, who owns it knows all these other people. So he ended up getting Chris, who worked on some of the American Idiot videos, as like an assistant or something, to come out. Well, Chris was an awesome guy, lights out. and he poured like his heart into making our videos, which was so cool
He
to
shot
be a
all
part
our
of.
pro
And
ones, yeah.
yeah, so if you watch some of those videos, like we're on the beach in LA, and then we're like on the rooftop, and whatever. And Chris just poured his heart into these videos, whatever. So we ended up shooting 2 more videos with him. Yeah, one for Revolution, one for Goodbye Surrender,
And then Las Vegas Nights.
And Las Vegas Nights. We met him in Vegas, but not only that, but we flew him out to Fond du Lac, where we were doing a concert for like the kids during the school day, and he caught that. We made a DVD of that. So that was like
nice.
Yeah.
But so we had a lot of practice of making videos with him and kind of learning from him, you know, because we were interested and it was just fun. So anytime we have a chance to like actually make a video and put time into that, like it's a blast. It's a good day.
What's one band you guys can compare to the most?
Ooh.
Oof.
I don't know one the most, but you always get like back in the day. I remember we used to get the Blink-182 thing, which was weird for me because I never listened to Blink-182. So like when we released The Story Thought Over, which was on the label, we do all these interviews, and everybody'd be like, "Oh yeah, so do you really like Blink-182?" I'm like, "I really don't know a whole lot of Blink-182 songs. Now I do. Now I really like Blink-182, but I was definitely behind the 8 ball on them." But I think
I wonder if there's a correlation because you're a 3-piece band and they are too. I wonder if that's what just made them automatically assume Blink.
People assume. People say that I look like Theo Vaughn because I have a mullet. They're like, "Dude, you look like Theo Vaughn." I'm like, "I just have a mullet like Theo Vaughn, you idiot."
Yeah, there's nothing else there.
So anyhow, so maybe that's it. People are stupid.
People think Tony looks like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I get Paul Rudd a lot. I got a hat on today because.
Well, I noticed that he's got it's Hat Wednesday. If you didn't notice,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's Hat Wednesday, guys. Come on.
Snowing out.
My would have got
I had to snow blow and then you transition from hat to hat.
We got a question from Andy in the chat room asking, what's the hardest spot about promoting a song in the music scene right now for you guys versus maybe when you had people working for you in a way with your label?
We don't. Yeah, see, we're old and we don't really understand social media well, so we just kind of throw spaghetti noodles at the wall and hope that something sticks.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do on MySpace? Let's keep doing that.
I guess that. Yeah, send out a bulletin.
So like, I don't know, and I know that there's like strategy to all that, and like getting on playlists, like on Spotify and whatever. And I just don't know that formula, and I don't have the time to dig into that.
That's just it. We all work very rigorous full-time jobs that are demanding and have home lives and families and all that stuff, and it is. That's what's hardest for us about releasing anything, or promoting anything, is being at work 10 hours a day and then going home to a family and dinner and dishes and dogs.
Sure.
By the time you look at your phone and have time to dig into social media, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
And then you're all that. Yeah, you should get to bed.
Yeah. So
speaking of MySpace, what was your go-to MySpace song, guys?
Oh gosh,
probably
that's so hard.
Under Oath.
Oh jeez,
that's so hard.
Or Census Fail.
Wow.
There were a lot of like smaller bands that you could on MySpace you could tell how big the band was by the number of plays, right? Before there were bots and all that. So it's like, I really like these guys, but they've got like 1,000 plays a day. Like not a lot of people know about them. Oh, I love that song. And then the bots started, everybody just paid for their plays. And you're like, well, I don't even know what's what anymore. But
absolutely. Well, guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. Do me a favor, please always send us some music because I'm going to get it on the radio. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there as well. Don't follow the leader because I think it sounds great. It's perfect. Awesome. So let's keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you guys. Again, we'll see you next, July 13th? Any shows before July 13th, before the Catfish concerts?
That is our first Verona Grove original show there. Back at
excellent. So that's July 13th. Tickets available now. Rain or shine. It's always a good time. We'll be out there. You guys will be out there. So we'll have some fun.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, bud. Anytime.